Hello everybody, and this is a continuation of our previous experimental video for binary options. I think it's binary options experiments 2. Essentially in that video we looked at the population spreads that are provided by trading platforms to us. For example, we see on the let's go to the very bottom. On the euro to the US dollar, an option that's expiring in less than a minute, we see 57% of people have called and 43% of people have put. In our previous video, we had looked at one trading platform in particular, traderush, and we had found some indicators to suggest that this information, the population spread, may not be refreshed very frequently. And so in this video, we took a look at another trading platform, bbinary, to try and observe the trends again. So realize that we have three different trades here. The top one is expiring in about 4 minutes and 21 seconds. The bottom one is expiring in just about 15 seconds. And notice the spreads. For Australian dollar to US dollar, it's 49% call, 51% put. US dollar to Japanese yen is 57% call, 43% put. And the same is true of the euro to the US dollar. So we're just going to see what happens after these trades and when this information is refreshed. Note that, as I mentioned in the earlier video, it is possible that this data is being refreshed in live time. It's possible that it is reflecting people that are placing their bets right now. However, people just happen to be placing their bets in such a manner such that the information, that the population spread remains constant. However, that the fact that we're observing three different indices all at the same time, but the spreads don't seem to be changing, makes this very unlikely. We had seen something very similar when we had looked at the population spread data on traderush, and we're observing something similar on bbinary. So we're just going to give this a little more time, and then we're going to see if the observations we made from our earlier video still hold. And hopefully we'll find something a little more solid. But right now, I don't see any refreshing taking place, and that's not good. That's not good from the perspective of us, the investors, especially if we're using the majority vote strategy that we've discussed in our binary options, understanding binary options series. Note that at the very top, there's still 6 minutes and 39 seconds for that to expire. But at the very bottom, the option has closed. It's waiting to expire, and none of the spreads so far seem to have changed. So I'm just going to pause this video right here, and we're going to come back and take another look in just a little while. Just coming back to our video, we noticed that several of the trades that we looked at earlier are still current. The bottom one looks like it just expired. There's about 4 minutes and 40 odd seconds left towards the very top trade. That's the Australian dollar to the US dollar. So far the population spreads haven't changed at all. Note that the actual values and the graphs are constantly changing. Therefore, it's not that the values or the trends aren't changing. Those are changing. It's just that the population spread represented towards the left is not changing. So what I'd like to do right now is to just keep this video running. I'm not going to talk during this time, and we're just going to record and see what happens and when the spreads are updated. For those of you who get bored of just waiting around, I think you can probably click a little ahead in the video to see where we get at. But in the interest of not pausing and re-recording, we're just going to leave it running and just to see what happens in real time. So I'll keep shut in the meantime, but I'll go ahead and I'll come back as soon as we see some changes happening. and it looks like at the very top the options just reversed, and then that was it. At the beginning of a new trade, they swapped them. It went from 49% put and 51% call to the opposite. But it happened just once, and it seems to be at the beginning of this new trade. I'm referring, of course, to the Australian dollar to the US dollar. None of the others changed, and that might have to have something to do with the fact that they're mid-trade. But that's all that happened. And I think we've had this video running for a substantial amount of time right now. I'm just going to leave it on for a few more minutes, but it really looks like the data that's provided on the left representing the population spread, if we intend to use that information to try and go for the majority vote strategy, it really confirms the observations we made from our earlier video, in that the data itself may be unreliable, or at the very least not fresh, and therefore we have no idea when we come in to make the trade when the data that corresponds to the population spread was actually collected. That is to say, at what value was that the population distribution? And given the value right now, the value we're about to trade on, who knows if that population spread is representative anymore. So I'm just going to leave this video running for another minute, but I don't think there'll be anything more substantial to collect from this. I think we've already seen basically what we wanted to see, and it matches up with our previous experiment on a different trading platform, mind you. This is bbinary, whereas the earlier video was with respect to traderush. So let's just go ahead and keep our eye on the final trade at the bottom, because that option is set to expire in 2 minutes and 38 seconds, and let's just see what happens there, after which I will go ahead and stop recording this video. Just want to point out that the option at the very bottom, euro to the US dollar, is set to expire in just about 15 seconds from now. And just like that, there's now a new trade. The option is going to expire in about 9 minutes and 30 seconds, and we have about 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go ahead and make our trade. Notice that the spread didn't change. It's still 57% to 43%. Once again, as a disclaimer, it is possible that this just happens to be the way people are betting. Let's say 100 people come and place their trade every minute. 57% of 57 people actually are deciding to call, and 43% of people, that is 43 people exactly, are deciding to put with respect to the euro to the US dollar trade. But I find that very unlikely. So again, as a final say on this, I really think that we need to be very critical about the population spread data given on the very left of the trade, and I don't think this is reliable, or at least I don't think this is fresh enough for us to make a trade as per the majority vote strategy. And I would not recommend this strategy if that strategy is based on this data, the data that's provided by the trading platforms. And note that this is an independent trading platform as opposed to the first video. The first video looked at traderush, whereas this video looks at bbinary, but the results are still the same. And I think these results speak for themselves. So thank you very much. I'm sorry it's been a long video. I just wanted to do it as far as possible in real time, and I hope it's helpful. And remember, be careful when using this population spread data. Thank you.